Everybody, welcome back to WWTA News. Thank you for joining us once again. We got some things to talk about as usual, so we're going to go ahead and try to get through this stuff the best way we can. But before we do, could I get you to please hit that like button if you have not done so already? I greatly appreciate it. And if you have any family, friends, or loved ones who you think could use any of this information, please feel free to share the link with them. All right, so a lot of things going on, so we're going to go ahead and jump in. We're going to start off with what Mr. Jerome Powell had to say. And so I'll go ahead and let the video play.
Rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar in the future. Most major economies already have or are in the process of developing instant 24/7 payments. Our own FedNow service will be coming online in 2023. And in light of the tremendous growth in crypto assets and stablecoins, we are examining whether a U.S. central bank digital currency would improve upon what is an already safe and efficient domestic payment system. As our white paper on this topic notes, a U.S. CBDC could also potentially help maintain the dollar's international standing.
Here, rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar. What's going on? That's right. Every time we talk cryptocurrency, it's like that is what's actually happening in this quote unquote world. A lot of nations are going back to themselves, right? They're going into themselves and they're setting up systems. They're able now to control in a better sense their value. So it's like cryptocurrencies is basically going to level the playing field. So many things to talk about with that. So when we talk about the international role, right? So the dollar itself, it's been used for the longest time as the reserve currency, and it's not really necessary. Now, I know, it appears that they're going to try to keep it that way. We'll be discussing those things as we get further through the news articles and whatnot. But it's not necessarily going to stand. You know what I'm saying? Now, for the longest time, warfare has kept the dollar sitting where it's sitting. Technology, warfare, military actions, a whole lot of stuff can be discussed about that. And some of it can be, hearsay, but I mean, come on, seriously. A lot of this stuff is war power, and the United States has held its position through its war power, right? Its might and war power. So let's just accept that for what it is. But it says the U.S. central bank digital currency is being examined to help the U.S. dollar's international standing. So let's take the reserve thing and toss that out the window, because that's got to end, obviously. And let's look at the United States just standing, all right? So clearly it's like, all right, okay, the United States is in a bad spot right now. Its military might is not effective as it used to be. The United States can't just go out there and make war with all these nations, because all these nations are saying, well, you know what, we're just going to get together and come at you. So that's really not a good look for the United States. Now, when you talk about the nations returning the United States dollar and debt back to them and selling off the United States debt bonds for extremely low values, it's like, okay, well, they're diminishing the dollar. That's clearly what's happening. So at this point, it's really, how does the United States stand with its dollar throughout this real turmoil that's happening, right? Well, they can go to a blockchain-based central bank digital currency. And so they're going to have to figure out a way to get that done. And then they're going to have to back it with something, because, stable coins have to be backed by something. And then so a central bank digital currency is going to have something that backs it, so that they can even have that many coins or digital money or digital cash even minted. So you're going to have something to back it. And it's going to be a digital log that the whole world can see. It's not going to be private. It's going to be public knowledge. So the whole world, everybody will know how much is backing your central bank digital currency and how much central bank digital currency you even have in existence minted and on the blockchain. So, yeah, obviously, if the United States wants to stand, it's going to have to make those moves. So that's interesting. Interesting indeed. Y'all get a conversation about that. Talk about that with your family. What does it look like? What does the United States look like going forward? And what does their dollar look like going forward now that all these nations and countries are like, yeah, we don't want to play this game no more. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's continue. We got an article here that says Bitcoin uses 56 times less energy than the classical system. Okay. Goes on to say fiat money. When calculating the energy consumption of banknotes and coins, the authors take the energy needed for printing paper money, renewing coins, running ATM systems, transmitting cash, using electronic payment systems, which is known as EPOS, issuing card payments, running banking offices, employing banking staff, and managing interbanking into consideration. So that's how we get the how much it costs, right? So it's just as a result of a detailed calculation of each category, the authors estimate that the classical monetary system consumes 4,981 terawatt hours per year. So this is interesting because none of this stuff really gets talked about that often, right? Now, when we think about everything attached to a banking system, it's a slower process. We already knew that. And it's so many different things connected to it. It's like you got to go through all these different things just to make this stuff happen. So we already knew that. But to see now them calculating to get a number, to put a number on it, especially when it comes to energy use, this is really interesting, right? So it goes on to say Bitcoin's layer 2 solution, Bitcoin Lightning, is excluded, and the current POW system is considered after calculating the energy consumption of different mining equipment. The authors conclude that the upper bound energy Bitcoin uses is 88.95 terawatt hours per year. Now, to use our current financial banking system, it takes 4,981 terawatt hours for the year. Bitcoin with the Lightning Network is 88.95 terawatt hours per year. You got to think about all this. And Lightning Network isn't even the fastest and most efficient, but you've got to look at this and say to yourself, wow, they'd be stupid not to move into the crypto space. So it says, the paper states, we can conclude that the crypto payment system of Bitcoin POW consumes at least 56 times less power than the classical electronic monetary and payment system. Well, I mean, there's no fight on that. You can clearly see with the calculations that, I mean, that's a big difference. That's a big difference. 88.95 to 4,980. I mean, if you can't see how great that is as far as what they're diluting. You don't need bank offices. You don't need bank managers. You don't need staff. You don't need to run electricity through those buildings. You don't need to have trucks coming to move money from here to there. None of that, right? Mind-blowing information here. All right, we got another article. It says, Three Arrows Capital reportedly considering asset sales and bailout. Three Arrows Capital, which has been facing allegations of using client funds to meet margin calls, is exploring asset sales or a bailout. The Wall Street Journal reported June 17th. The hedge fund has hired legal and financial advisors to figure out a solution for its investors and lenders. Co-founder Kyle Davies told the Washington Street Journal, the decision comes after the firm suffered substantial losses as the crypto market started spiraling further downwards on June 10th. Three Arrows was among a group of investors who participated in the 1 billion token sale by Luna Foundation Guard, the nonprofit behind the Terra ecosystem earlier this year. The hedge fund invested around $200 million in Luna as part of the deal. The The funds formed the reserve that was supposed to help UST maintain its peg to the US dollar. When UST collapsed, despite the pumping in of all its reserves, Three Arrows investment evaporated within days. So this whole Terra thing, I mean, a lot of things are connected to it. And to see these institutions tied up in this stuff, yes, there's hits being taken, and yes, there's, always something going to happen, whether it's a stupid mistake, whether it's some in-house craziness going on. We're going to see stuff like this happen. It's not the end of the world. There will be replacements for all these things, but it just goes to show that the institutions aren't going to stop. They're going to continue to make the moves they got to make, and so we still have to pay attention to these things. This is a new system. There's going to be changes during the process of getting all this stuff up and running. I've probably said this 1,000 times, but we can't let information like this, just send us away. Like, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. Get out, get your money out. We can't do that. I mean, we can do that, but it doesn't benefit us because this is the new system. That's the only thing I can tell you. It's the new system. So what do? You deal with it. You know what I'm saying? If you took a loss, you take a loss. Build back better, as they say. Get things going again, and pay close attention. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's continue. The crypto crash is sinking GPU prices as mining profitability plummets. That is awesome news. I don't know if you all are aware, but GPUs had gone up because of Ethereum mining. So it says GPU prices dropped 15% in May, and we've seen similar 10 to 15% drops each month for the past several months. PC News and Review website Tom's Hardware reported on Wednesday, we saw the best graphics cards come back into stock at retail as GPU mining profitability has plummeted, and that was before Bitcoin and Ethereum crashed again. So that's big news. That's definitely big news for people that build computers. I do build computers, and it's really big news for people that game. I do game. So, that's awesome news. I know, oh my God, but Ethereum prices are going to, yeah. There are better things happening. We just saw the article with the Lightning Network, okay? Better things are happening. Let's not go crazy about this. But let's continue. Another article here. CBDCs, not crypto, will be cornerstone of future monetary system, the BIS says. All right, so it says crypto's structural flaws make it an unsuitable basis for a monetary system, according to the Bank for International Settlements. Instead, monetary systems could be built around central bank digital currencies, which are digital representations of central bank money. And again, we look at this because banks don't want to really end their career. They don't want this to stop for them because of all the money they make from us customers running through their bank system to get things paid for and so on and so forth. So as a middleman, it's what they've been, quote unquote, protecting your money and using your money to grow themselves financially. So if they can't get a CBDC up and running, then that's going to put them in a position where they're going to lose out a lot of money. They're not going to have money to invest. Whereas you yourself now can become a bank, and you yourself can hold these different currencies and stake these different currencies for your own increase of value, and not have that middleman there reaping rewards while you believe you're just protecting your money. And technically, you could say they're protecting your debt, because that's all they're really protecting, making sure that nothing fumbles it. But is it really? Is it really? I don't know. So it goes on to say, the BIS, an association of the world's major central banks, dedicates a 42-page chapter in its 2022 annual economic report to laying out a blueprint for the future of the global monetary system. In that vision, there is room for only some of crypto's underlying technical features like programmability and tokenization, not for cryptocurrencies themselves. Now, they've got to want cryptocurrencies to not exist because, again, it cuts them out. But what we've got to remember is cryptocurrencies aren't necessarily for us. Contracts are processed out and they operate on the blockchain because of currencies. And this is something that we need to remember. And even on top of that, let me hit you with a big one. Y'all just consume this one right here. Even if they make a central bank digital currency, it has to run on the blockchain. And in order for it to run on the blockchain, it has to run on a network. All right. Is this making any sense to anybody? It's okay. Let's backtrack. The blockchain has different networks that run on it. This is where the information flows. And to give you some examples, Ethereum is a network. Solana is a network. XRP is a network. XLM is a network. Tron is a network. Cardano is its own network. Bitcoin is its own network. It has the Lightning Network. All right. So with that in mind, if you're going to make a central bank digital currency, it's still got to run on one of those networks in order to flow on the blockchain. So what does that mean? Even if for some reason, now this is not going to happen, but even if for some reason say, oh, well, cryptocurrencies, we don't need them, we're going to use central bank digital currencies, right? Well, you still have to pay a fee, a gas fee, right, to make those transactions go through. Now, what is the gas fee? It's going to depend on the network that you're operating on. So what does that mean? So that means USDC, United States Digital Coin or Dollar Coin, can run on Solana's network right now. It can run on the Stellar Lumens network right now. It runs on the Ethereum network. Then we have USDD, which runs on Tron's network. I don't know if it runs on any other networks at this point, but we know it runs on Tron. All right, so you've got USDT, Tether, which runs on Ethereum's network. So if you create, let's use for instance, they could take USDC and make it a central bank digital currency. It's a stable coin, right? But its value is backed by what? Dollars, right? Okay, so they could take something like that and then make it a central bank's digital currency, right? The central bank has the ability to keep up with it and bring and print out more of those if necessary, right? Okay, well, we got all this money coming into the USDC, but we don't have enough USDC coins minted. Digital coins minted. So if the central bank has access to that, then they can keep up with it and mint it. So that's why they really want central bank digital currency, right? Now, with that being said, it still has to run on a blockchain. All right. So the gas fees have to be paid. So just think about this and then we'll move on. Just imagine that the United States has 2 billion transactions happening a day, and they need to do them in digital central bank digital currency. Let's just call it USDC. It's not. Let's just call it USDC. And let's say it's on the blockchain. So we've got to pay for all those transactions. Well, all those transactions, depending on the network, let's say you put it on Solana's network. If you put it on Solana's network, then the transaction fee for those transactions might be around, I don't know, 0.002 or 0.005. Then you've got to multiply those transaction fees by those transactions. So what you'll find is a lot of transactions that have to be processed have to pay the toll, right? So that means how many Solana coins need to be in existence so that, countries or nations that use central bank digital currencies can run on these networks. So that means you need networks. Now, do you have enough networks? Probably not. But you need networks, and then those networks have a gas fee to move stuff along its rails. Okay, so don't be all, oh my God, CBDCs, they don't want crypto, to get rid of crypto. Crypto's got to exist, and if CBDCs exist, crypto's got to exist. It's got to exist. Okay, Ethereum is a cryptocurrency. It's got to exist if you're going to use a central bank digital currency or a stable coin. It's got to exist. Those are the payment rails. Okay, that's all it is. So, oh, well, they're getting rid of cryptocurrency. It's over now. Oh my God, you see the markets are red. Don't be fooled and think, oh my God, they're getting rid of cryptocurrency. They're not going to do it. Not. And Jerome Powell, as you saw the video at the beginning, they're going in this way. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a hand in the creation of this stuff and they're playing dumb. I don't know. Pure speculation. I just wondered. I don't even speculate. I just wonder. So anyways, keep that stuff in mind, because even here, it's like, yeah, what are they really saying? You know what I'm saying? What are they really saying? All right, so it goes on to say, in that vision, there is room for only some of crypto's underlying technical features like programmability and tokenization, not for cryptocurrencies themselves. So yeah, they say that, but you got to have cryptocurrencies in order to do these things. All right, it says stable coins, cryptocurrencies pegged to the value of assets like sovereign currencies are the crypto world's search for such an anchor, Shin said. Stablecoins attempt to piggyback on the stability of real money issued by central banks. And that's why it's all one and the same to me. To me, it's all one and the same. Pick one. Okay? Pick one. And then boom. Now give that minting access over to a central bank. And then what are you doing? You got a central bank digital currency. Okay? All right. And then even so, if they hold the greater portion of it, they can make most of the decisions for it. So it's not even like you have to turn over anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just be the holder of it. So if the United States decided that it wanted to own, I don't know, 80% of the total amount of USDC coins that exist today, that would give them the dominant holding authority over that currency to vote for things like if it needed to mint more. So it's like, really, it's not even that complicated. I think people are just in the boogeyman stuff, and then so they want to say stuff to get people out, maybe so they can buy things at a lower price. Because I'm telling you now, the markets are red. This is a great time for me to buy, and I'm excited about it. I just, I need some more money. But it's what is a scare tax? I don't know, man. I don't really know. All right. We got another article here. It says Elon Musk reiterates support for Dogecoin at Qatar Economic Forum. Yes, Mr. Elon. Why would you do such a thing? Because I'm Elon Musk and I can do that. All right. Goes on to say, and I quote, I intend to personally support Dogecoin because I just know a lot of people who are not that wealthy who have encouraged me to buy and support Dogecoin. So I'm responding to those people, he said in a video interview with Bloomberg News editor-in-chief John Micallef. Right. Musk claimed in the interview that it was his own employees who asked him to champion Dogecoin. Or in his words, just people when I walk around the factory at SpaceX or Tesla. They've asked me to support Dogecoin, so I'm doing so. And Dogecoin is a meme coin, but it's also exchanged for value because it has value. So if someone's willing to exchange you for it because they can then therefore get on an exchange and then sell it off for value, then they're still receiving value. Or if they convert it into something like USDC. I don't know. You think about that, but it has value. So, oh my God, who wants a freaking dumb meme coin? It's going to have no value. Well, it has value. And as long as it has value, it can be exchanged for value. So, that just kind of deads all that now, doesn't it? Another article here says El Salvador's president says Bitcoin will pick up. Don't worry and enjoy life. Mr. Bukele, you got to love the way Mr. Bukele thinks. You know what I'm saying? He makes impressive moves, and he's a smart guy, and I like the way he thinks. Just chill out. Relax. Don't go nowhere. Everything's good. Hold on. Chill out. So this article goes on to say El Salvador's president Nayib Bukele assured citizens that the current bear market is not the end of Bitcoin, and it's not, and advised Bitcoin investors to stop worrying and be patient. Please be patient. Chill out. Goes on to say, quotes, I see that some people are worried or anxious about the Bitcoin market price. My advice, stop looking at the graph and enjoy life. If you invested in Bitcoin, your investment is safe and its value will immensely grow after the bear market. Patience is the key. Bukele, round of applause for this brother, because he's out here trying to save y'all lives. Y'all honestly think that these banks, institutions, corporations, businesses are really going to dead this when this helps benefit them? They're benefiting and going to make way more money. And right now, they can get rich from all of you all running away from the market and buying the stuff up. And then, boom, it pumps. They'll get rich and you won't have made any dollars because you let them scare you out. Just think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bukele's talking some good stuff right here. Hey man, just relax. Treat it like a vacation. Don't go looking at them numbers. Just let it be. Keep up with the different currencies that you're holding to make sure none of them get phased out. So you always got to keep up with that information. But like this whole, oh my god, it's I'm going to be broke. I'm gonna lose every dime I ever put in it. Just stop. Just stop with that. That's crazy. That's madness. But to continue the article, it says, still, El Salvador's finance minister and the president seem confident in the country's Bitcoin investments. While the president advises kicking back while patiently waiting for Bitcoin to pick up, El Salvador's finance minister addresses the issue regarding the price fall. Minister Alejandro Zelaya argues that the 62% loss poses only a very minimal financial risk for the country. Goes on to say, and I quote, when they say that the fiscal risk in El Salvador due to Bitcoin is very high, the only thing it does is make me laugh. And I think that any serious economist should do the same because it really is an extremely superficial analysis and they speak only from ignorance. And they do. If they don't know what they're talking about, they're going to just say whatever it is they think and feel, which probably has no value because they don't know what they're talking about. Strange but interesting news. Bukele, I'm so glad that he's doing what he does. And as far as other nations and countries, it's like, prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves. So look, that's all I got for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you did, you can show your love by hitting that like button. And as always, if you have any family, friends, or loved ones who you feel could use any of this information, feel free to share it with them. I like to see all of you here on this channel getting this wonderful information so you can make moves to change or better your future and the future of your loved ones. Catch you all in the next episode.